Hi everyone, and welcome to another session of Busking from Home. A special hello to Fiona. Thank you for your email. Enjoyed reading it, and I'll be sending you something in the post soon. My subject tonight is the remarkable performer Rodriguez, whose career is the stuff of fairy tales. But before I start on that, I better introduce you to my the guitar I'm playing tonight. It's rather an unusual one in that it's made out of bamboo. It's a bamboo acoustic guitar. So I thought I'd read to you this commercial piece from the makers. It's made by Yamaha. Yamaha proudly offers the world's first bamboo acoustic guitar. It just requires special technology and craftsmanship to coax the bamboo into guitar form. The sound is supple and crystalline, with a natural warmth that rivals the rarest and most expensive of tone woods. The bamboo guitar is not only a fine musical instrument, but it is planet-friendly. The type of bamboo we use grows from sprout to full guitar readiness in 3 to 5 years, and so is a fully replenishable resource. We invite you to pick up a Yamaha bamboo guitar yourself and play, hear, and feel the astonishing musical depth of bamboo. A lot of hype there, but there is something about it. It certainly has a distinctive sound, and some of you might want to buy it on Amazon. Who knows? It's a Yamaha. I'll just get the details. A Yamaha FGB1 bamboo guitar. Back to Rodriguez now. Rodriguez is, as I say, a remarkable performer. Some of you may know him, but many of you probably won't. In a career spanning 40 or 50 years, he produced only some 25 songs and a couple of CDs. The first was called Cold Fact. The second was called Coming from Reality. They were both produced in the early 70s. There is another CD available on him, which is a compilation of his songs and goes under the title Searching for Sugar Man. All these titles are available on Amazon, so you might wish to check them out. So here's a remarkable singer then. 50 years of singing, just 25 songs and 2 CDs. And yet his music has a unique quality and a unique significance politically and socially. I put together a few notes on him, and I'll read those to you first. Born on the 10th of July, 1942 in Detroit, Michigan, of Mexican parents, Sixto Rodriguez came from a hard working class background. He started playing guitar as a young boy and was soon influenced by the lively Detroit musical scene. He quit school at the age of 16, and by the early 1960s, he was performing live around Detroit's Wayne State University campus. Writing and performing his own songs in cheap bars, Rodriguez was an acute observer of the Detroit social scene. His distinctive lyrics and their unusual delivery, at this stage in his career, he always played with his back to the audience, soon attracted attention, and in March 1970, he recorded his first album, Cold Fact. Unfortunately, this album and a second in 1971 called Coming from Reality found little airspace in Detroit or anywhere else in the USA, and both bombed. The American public clearly weren't ready for Rodriguez, and that might have been the end of the story. In 1971, Rodriguez enrolled at Wayne State University as a general studies student and turned his hand to work on renovation and restoration of property in and around Detroit to support his growing family. He also became actively involved in local Detroit politics. At this point, however, Rodriguez's career takes on the character of fairy tale. Unbeknown to him, and without earning him a penny, bootleg recordings of his work had found their way to Australia and New Zealand. And in the 1970s, they struck a chord there with the people who treated his songs with a kind of reverential adoration. The same thing happened in South Africa, where in the 1970s, the 80s and 90s, bootleg recordings of his work made Rodriguez the musical voice of the anti-apartheid movement and turned him into a household name. But who was Rodriguez? Where did he live? Was he still alive? In 1996, two white South Africans, one a record dealer and the other a musical journalist, set out to find an answer to these questions. Their research led them eventually back to Detroit and their rediscovery of Rodriguez. Commercial success soon followed as Rodriguez performed a number of sellout, highly emotional concerts across South Africa, whose new won freedom under Nelson Mandela owed a great deal to his inspiring music, which had created a kind of soundtrack for rebellion. I've only written about 25 songs, and out of this, I've gotten all this mileage. They gave me the keys to the world. So speaks Rodriguez. And how selflessly has he used those keys to fund a life of social care in the working class suburbs of Detroit, and to provide hope and inspiration for a people struggling to be free in South Africa. The story of the rediscovery of Rodriguez is brilliantly told in the DVD Searching for Sugar Man. This is a wonderful story. It's on DVD then, and watch it if you can. Searching for Sugar Man. Again, it's available through Amazon. I'm going to sing 4 of Rodriguez's songs this evening. They're all from the first album, Cold Fact. I'll start with I Wonder. This song was the first from Cold Fact to attract attention in South Africa, mainly because of its risque lyrics. One line goes, I wonder how you ever had sex. Lyrics like that were quite unacceptable in the puritanical and repressive regime of apartheid South Africa. The lyrics were regarded as illegal, and the government, in fact, tried to suppress recordings of Rodriguez's work. But all this did, of course, was to increase his popularity in South Africa, where, as I've said before, he became the voice of a people struggling to be free. And I wonder how many times you've had sex. I wonder, in particular, became a kind of anthem of the protest movement. Before I start, I should perhaps put on my shades. One distinctive feature of Rodriguez is the fact that he spent most of his life, and still does, I hope, wearing shades. Here we go. Night and morning, summer and winter, night and day, certainly on stage. He was never without his shade, so I thought it might add a bit more authenticity to my performance tonight if I wore some too. So here we go. I Wonder. I wonder how many times you've been had. I wonder about the plans that went bad. I wonder how many times you've had sex. I wonder who will be next. I wonder I do. I wonder if you will find love. I wonder about the love that I've lost. I wonder about the friends that you got. I wonder about the going you got. I wonder I do. You're the reason I'm so glad. You're the spell that I'm under. You're the reason that I'm glad. You're the reason that I wonder. I wonder about the fear in kids' eyes. I wonder about the soldier that dies. I wonder, will hatred ever end? I wonder, and worry, my friend. I wonder I do. You're the reason that I'm glad. You're the spell that I'm under. Without you, I'm so sad. You're the reason that I wonder. I wonder about the fear in kids' eyes. I wonder about the soldier that dies. I wonder, will hatred ever end? I wonder, and worry, my friend. I wonder I do. Well, I wonder how many times you've been had. I wonder how many plans have gone bad. I wonder how many times you've had sex. I wonder who will be next. I wonder I do. I wonder I do. I wonder. The next song was equally controversial when South Africans first heard it. It's called Sugar Man, and it's clearly a reference to drug dealing, and that certainly wasn't acceptable in apartheid South Africa. But for the same reasons, it struck a deep chord with young South Africans. Sugar Man. Sugar Man, won't you hurry? I'm tired of these scenes. For a blue coin, won't you bring back all the colors to my dreams? Silver magic ships you carry, jumpers coat, sweet Mary Jane. Silver magic ships you carry, jumpers coat, sweet Mary Jane. Sugar Man met a false friend on a long and dusty road. Lost my heart when I found it, had turned to dead black coal. Silver magic ships you carry, jumpers coat, sweet Mary Jane. Silver magic ships you carry, jumpers coat, sweet Mary Jane. Sugar man, you're the answer that makes questions disappear. Sugar man, I'm so weary of the double games I hear. Silver magic ships you carry, jumpers coat, sweet Mary Jane. Silver magic ships you carry, jumpers coat, sweet Mary Jane. Sugar man, won't you hurry? I'm tired of these scenes. For a blue coin, won't you bring back all the colors to my dreams? Silver magic ships you carry, jumpers coat, sweet Mary Jane. Silver magic ships you carry, jumpers coat, sweet Mary Jane. Sugar man. This next song is really enigmatic. Crucify My Mind. I've no idea what it all means, but its lyrics are very attractive, and the melody is cute too. So I'm going to sing it for you. Crucify My Mind. Was it a huntsman or a player who made you pay the cost that now assumes relaxed positions and prostitutes your loss when you're tortured by your own thirst for the pleasures that you seek? That makes you Tom the Curious and makes you James the Weak. And you say you got something going, something you call unique. But I've seen your self-pity showing as the tears roll down your cheek. As the tears roll down your cheek. Soon I'll have to leave you. I'll never look behind, 'cause I was born for the purpose to crucify your mind. So calm, convince your mirror like you've always done before, giving substance to your shadows, substance evermore. And you say you got something going, something shiny and new. But so much of you is repetition as you whisper to him too. As you whisper to him too. Soon I'll have to leave you. I'll never look behind, 'cause I was born for the purpose to crucify your mind. So convince your mirror like you've always done before, giving substance to your shadows, substance evermore. And you say you got something going, something shiny and new, but so much of you is repetition, as you whisper to him too, as you whisper to him too, as you whisper to him too, as you whisper to him. Crucify my mind. I'll finish now with Inner City Blues. This is a good song with a strong urban feel to it, as Rodriguez takes us through the streets of Detroit and beyond. It's also interesting because it was one of the clues to Rodriguez's whereabouts in their search for Rodriguez. The two South Africans I mentioned before studied this song and came across a couple of geographical references which sounded interesting. One of them was a Georgia side road, and the other was Dearborn. They went to atlases, and Dearborn turned out to be a place near Detroit. And this was the first real contact with the home of Rodriguez. They did locate him to Detroit, and he actually made a phone call to them in South Africa saying, "Hi, I'm Rodriguez. I hear you're looking for me. I live now in Detroit." So this particular song, Inner City Blues, has that significance about it, apart from the musical interest. Going down a dirty inner city road, I plotted. Madness passed me by, she smiled high, I nodded. Looked up as the sky began to cry, she shot it. Met a girl from Dearborn early one morn, cold fact. Asked her about her bag, suburbia's such a drag, won't go back. And Papa don't allow no new ideas in here. Well, he sees the news, but the pictures ain't so clear. Mama, Papa, stop, treasure what you got. You may not live without it. Curfew starts at 8, will it all be straight? I doubt it. 7 jealous fools playing by the rules, can't believe her. Felt so in between, couldn't break the scene, it would grieve her. That's the reason why he must cry, he'll never leave her. And Papa don't allow no new ideas in here. Well, he sees the news, but the pictures ain't so clear. Crooked children riding on a concrete wall. The king died. Drinking from a Judas cup, looking down, seeing up sweet red wine. Walking down a dusty Georgian road, I wonder. Wind is in my face, I can smell a trace of thunder. And Papa don't allow no new ideas in here. Well, he sees the news, but the pictures ain't so clear. And Papa don't allow no new ideas in here. Well, he sees the news, but the pictures ain't so clear. Well, that's it. That's Rodriguez. I hope you enjoyed it, and hope it's encouraged you to search him out yourself if he's unknown to you. Just a reminder, there's the DVD, Searching for Sugar Man, and a couple of CDs, a compilation from the DVD called Searching for Sugar Man. His first album from 1970, way back in 1970, Cold Fact, and then from 1971, Coming from Reality. 25 songs, but they gave him the keys of the world, and certainly they achieved far more than most pop singers can ever hope to do. So please check out Rodriguez, and you'll enjoy it and learn a lot. Okay, that's it for today. Next week, I'm turning my hand to another session of literary busking. As some of you may know, I'm a writer as well as a singer, and I thought I'd take the opportunity of reading from one of my books. Sounds a bit big-headed and narcissistic, but it's a book I love, and I'd like to share some of the thoughts in that book with yourselves. So see you next week for literary busking.